Hi Virgo. So we're going to do October's reading. I'm Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot, and I really appreciate you stopping by. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 or 5 tarot cards just to kind of get the energy of the month of October. And depending on whether there seems to be romance involved or whether it's more about career, I'll do some clarifying with that and see if I can give some guidance on which direction to go from there. So, Virgo, I need some cards for October. The energy for October, please. Here's one. The Empress. So somebody's sitting good. So far, October looks good. That's too many. Let's see. Dang, we're taking that one. We're not taking all of those. The Six of Pentacles came up, but the light was shining on it, and I thought it was the Strength card in reverse, and the first thing that came into my head was somebody is sick. So, okay, so I'm going to go with what came in my head, because I just feel like, okay, so to me it feels like, you know, you are someone who generally is very strong, everything's going well at this particular time. And this is the Six of Pentacles, which I guess in a way could go along with, because all of a sudden you're in a position, you're, depending on who you are, whether you're giving out or receiving, but I feel like somebody got sick. Somebody got hit with an unexpected illness that just like kind of knocked them on their ass. Could have been cancer, could have been some bad news of some sort, but you were just kind of going along. I feel like I'm seeing somebody whistling along the road, and it's like all of a sudden, like a linebacker from a football team just came and went whoosh, and knocked you out from underneath your feet and hit you at the knees and knocked your breath out of you, and you're having a hard time kind of getting back up from that, because it was so unexpected that you just kind of, you're still reeling from the news at this point in time. That's just the feeling that I'm having. And the Seven of Cups came up. So my thought is, normally you are very good emotionally, you're very grateful for everything you have, and you are doing your damnedest to keep in this mode, and you're trying to keep a brave face, you're trying to let everybody know that you're okay, and you're kind of telling the world it's going to be okay, this is meant to be, everything's going to be fine, but in your heart, you're not having that conversation with yourself. You may be having that conversation with everybody else in the world that, you know, it's just a minor setback. Everything's going to be okay. But when you're by yourself and there's nobody else around, you are freaking out inside. That's just the feeling that I'm having with this, and you're having a lot of upset internally. And the one thing that I want to say with that is, in order to heal yourself, you've got to keep your vibrations up. So you need to have like the vibrations that you have when people are around and you're telling them everything is okay. And then when you're by yourself, your vibrations are down here. That's not going to help you heal any faster. So you need to get those vibrations back up here. This also goes right along with a video that I sent my guy about the Dr. Emoto did some experiments with some water and had different words. Good words on some water, froze it. Bad words on some, and the water crystals froze funky when it was bad words, and they froze like really perfect and everything when they were good words. And that goes along with healing your body, is if you are in any way, shape, or form telling yourself the negative stuff, your cells are feeling that. So you need to get yourself out of that position as fast as possible. And if it's sitting around watching funny shows and making you laugh and getting your crystals out and getting those around your system, or doing whatever you need to do to heal your mental state as much as your physical state, this is more important than ever, to get that negative mindset out and to help you heal. So I feel like that is what the energy is. And again, this is for another specific group of people. Sorry guys, these are supposed to be general readings, but they feel like they're getting more and more specific all the time. So okay, so let me think about this. So if it's somebody that's gotten sick, there are things, okay, so there are some things that you can do to help with this, and you need to start watching what you're eating. Majorly watch what you're eating. Essential oils are also something that's really, really good to help bring up your vibrations. Crystals are good at bringing up vibrations. Keep anybody that is pessimistic about this whole thing, like you are when you're by yourself, keep those people as far away from you as possible. You don't need that garbage in your life right now. If you've got friends that are good at lifting you up, you have got to keep them around you as much as possible to get you through this initial, and I feel like it's 1 to 2 months where it's going to be the hardest. Maybe you're getting ready to go into surgery, something's going on, and the healing process is going to be 1 to 2 months down the road from this initial bad news that you got that kind of knocked you on your ass. So 1 to 2 months worth of concerted effort of bringing your vibrations up and keeping your head out of the gutter is the message that I'm getting for this very specific group of people right now. I'm going to do some power of love right now and see what guidance. This is your higher self, your oversoul, your past loved ones, your angel guides, anything. Empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. How would that fit into this? Empathy. Okay. So the empathy card, you're picking up. Okay, so where some of this negativity is coming into your life is the people that are trying to help are empathizing with you, and they may not be saying it on the outside. It may be they're trying to keep everything all positive, but when you're around them, sometimes you can feel their feelings and feel that they feel bad for you, and that's where you're picking up on some of your negativity. People aren't specifically saying it out of their mouth, but you're feeling their feelings of like your best friend came over and she was there to cheer you up. And then she went home that night and she's talking to her husband and she's like, I feel so sorry for Betty. I just don't know what I'd do if I was her, blah, 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 blah. And you know in your heart that that's the kind of stuff that she's feeling and saying. And so she leaves. She was there to cheer you up. She leaves, and then you're left with these feelings that she kind of left behind. That's what it feels like. Integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. So again, this is kind of what you're presenting to the outside world. You're trying to be very optimistic. You're trying to let everybody know, you know, this is just a bump in the road. Everything's going to be okay. And inside, you're kind of scared shitless. But you need to know that whenever stuff like this happens, it's generally anytime this is a tower moment for you. Anytime there is a tower moment in somebody's life, it always has to do with learning, spiritual growth. You are about to have a major spiritual growth happening in your life. You may have been kind of so-so about your spirituality before, but I have a feeling you're going to go from 0 to 10 in relatively a quick time, because you have learned enough along the line that you know I'm right about keeping your vibrations higher. You didn't have to worry about that in the past because everything was okay. But when things kind of go south is when the rubber meets the road, and that's when you've got to really get yourself out of that perpetual negative thinking that seemed to took over. You never had a problem with that, but when a tower moment hits, that's kind of what the thing that just popped up in my head was Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite people in the whole world. I used to listen to his stuff all the time. Wayne Dyer talks about when you squeeze an orange, what comes out of it? Orange juice. When you squeeze a person like something like this, what comes out of them? Love, happiness, or anger and hate. Is that what gets spewed out of a person when they get squeezed in life? You're getting squeezed in life. So there's still some remnants, and I'm seeing like some lemon juice coming out of this orange. It's like mostly orange juice is coming out, but when you got squeezed, a little of that sour was still left in there and started coming out. And I feel like the universe is going to squeeze you until all of that lemon juice is out, and you can replenish yourself with just love and happiness and all of that stuff. I hope that makes sense. That was just kind of a strange analogy. I have never used that before. I've never seen that before, but that feels like what needed to be explained. So let's go with the next, one more card on this one. Action. You have the courage to express the unique loving colors of your soul. So basically, that's just them telling you to take action on what I've told you, is get any remaining negative thoughts out of your system, because that's going to help you heal. And right now, that's more important than anything in the world, is the healing. I'm going to do these. Work your light. I need a drink first. I'm getting froggy sounding. Okay, so let's see. What other advice do they have coming through? Change the way you're eating. Keep the negative people away from you. Essential oils are very high vibrational. Also, I'm not saying I'm giving advice here, but you need to be your own advocate when it comes to your body. Doctors and the healthcare system, there's a lot of that's, money involved, and don't just say, okay, I'll do whatever you tell me to. If they say, do this, do this, do this, do this, all I'm saying is do your research first. If you know somebody that's been through this before and they've already done all of their research, go talk to them and be your own advocate for your body and for your health care. Do not just automatically take somebody's word for what to do, even though they're supposed to be more, they may be more knowledgeable, but they don't necessarily know what's best for everybody out there. And, the thing that kind of pops up into my head is when my dad died a year ago in August, when he died, he probably had 18 or 20 pharmaceuticals that he took every day. And sometimes twice a day. He had a crap load of drugs that he took every day. And that was because every time something happened to him, he would go to the doctor would write a prescription, and then he would take that, and then 6 months later something else would crop up. He would go to the doctor, they would give him another prescription, and he just kept adding and adding and adding and adding over the years. And I believe a lot of that pharmaceutical stuff is what caused a lot of his problems down the road, plus the fact that he never took care of himself whatsoever. So don't just run to the doctor and go, I have a sniffle. I got a cough. Freaking figure it out for yourself. Maybe it's some of the shit that you're eating that's causing you the problem, and it doesn't have anything to do with you having the flu. I get really agitated at all of these people. I don't even look on Facebook anymore because I get so aggravated. All of these people that are whining about all this shit that's wrong with them. Take care of yourself instead of running to the doctor every 5 minutes because something is wrong with you, because all you're doing is making things worse. That, right? The healthcare system is broken right now. I'm like, oh God, this is going to go off in the ditch here. I need to just stop. Okay, anyway, let's get back to business. Sorry. I'll get off my soapbox. But if any of you agree with me, I'd still like to hear from you. And I'm not saying all doctors are bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you need to be your own advocate for what's going on in your body, your own advocate for your health care. Don't just believe anything that everybody tells you and just go, here, give me a pill and this is going to fix it, because it's not. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, one more. Let's see what your guides, higher self, oversoul, past loved ones, anybody else wants to say to you. All right. Dance. Do something to shift your vibration. Ha! What did I say? All right. That goes right along with it. I love it when the cards confirm what I'm trying to say. Do something to shift your vibration. That's what the whole thing is about here. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Also, what I said up in the original part of this is part of the divine plan. This is part of your spiritual awakening. This is meant to be, meant to happen. So there's a reason this is happening to you. And the last one is unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Okay, so I know a little bit about past lives. I do past life readings. So perhaps this thing that has come up and hit you, kind of knocked you off balance, your tower moment, is releasing some old contract or releasing some soul patterns or some past life stuff that you have dealt with in the past, and this is what you decided to bring to yourself in order to get over it this time and to make sure it didn't happen again. So that, I don't know if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. And I'll just put a plug in here. I do past life readings. I do those. I can usually get 2 to 3 lives out of one reading, and I can ask specific questions. We can discuss particular lives, particular people in your lives, particular things that you're trying to learn. Actually, I've done past life readings way longer than I've done tarot readings, and have found some amazing similarities with themes that happen in people's lives. So if you have a certain theme, this is coming up to be relived and released. And if you guys need a little help trying to figure out what that is, let me know. Send me an email. It's JoJoLeanne, JoJoLeanne @ gmail.com. And I hope for those of you who did have a tower moment and find out some bad news health-wise, that everything is going to be okay and this is a minor setback. Again, if this does resonate with you, I would love to hear that. And if it doesn't, I hope that next month it resonates with you better. So anyway, thanks, Virgos. I appreciate you stopping by. Bye.